Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my hormonal acne journey. Just for reference, I'm not wearing any makeup right now. Here's my skin. I do have some scarring. And if you are new to my channel, I post lifestyle and health videos and I'm just starting out, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you want to see more. I just filmed this video on my camera and it wasn't recording the whole time and now it's like broken, so that's a really fun time. So you are on my phone now. I'm really sorry for the quality, but I do have this mic, so hopefully the sound is better. So pretty much I have tried it all and I'm just going to share kind of like the history behind my skin in a brief explanation so that you can know what did and didn't work for me. Okay, so growing up, all through elementary school and all through middle school, I had no problems with acne or anything like that. The beginning of my freshman year, I started noticing a few blemishes, mostly in my T-zone, and I just thought, okay, it's just from my hormones and it's gonna go away. And so here are a few photos. This photo is from January 2016 of my freshman year. As you can see, I have a whole lot of makeup on. You can still see my acne in my T-zone right here. In this photo, you can also see it. And this photo is March of my freshman year, and I still had a bunch of acne, and it actually got worse and kind of spread out around my forehead. Here's just a close-up. I just had a bunch of them. Like, it wasn't big, huge ones that I could felt justified complaining about. It was just small ones, but I was so aware of them. And at this point, I would only take photos with filters, and I would kind of hide my face either with hats or with hair, like putting my hair just like across my head. It did not look good, but I felt more confident doing that. Towards the end of my freshman year, I went to the dermatologist and I was like, okay, please help me. And they prescribed me to this topical cream, and it was this cream that you had to put in the fridge. And when you would put it on at night, it would just get everywhere, like it would stain everything, and it was not fun. It was not a fun time. I do not recommend. I saw zero improvement in my skin, and so I went back to the dermatologist 4 months later because the dermatologist told me it's going to take 3 months to see any progress in your skin. On month 4, I was like, okay, I see zero change at all. So I went back and they gave me another top. Now this one wasn't in the fridge and it was isotretinoin, I think. It didn't work either, and it stained my towels and my clothes and my bed also. And the thought of putting something that can stain your sheets, your bedding, and your towels, putting that on your face just seems so unnatural and like kind of scary, honestly. And so I didn't like the idea of it, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do whatever I can to get rid of this acne. After the second cream, my skin actually got worse. And I was getting so frustrated. I was like, okay, I'm literally trying so hard to solve my acne and it's getting worse. Like, how is this possible? And so this photo, I remember, okay, this was November of my sophomore year. And I remember thinking this day, oh my gosh, my skin's so clear. So my skin had been way worse than this in the months previous. And I don't even have any photos of it. At the end of my sophomore year, I just had enough of it. I was putting this super powerful creams on my face and it wasn't doing anything. And so I just started watching YouTube videos and everybody seemed to heal their skin naturally, which is so amazing, just by changing their diets and kind of eating more clean foods. And so I went on Google and I was like, how do you clear your skin? Like, what foods are good for your skin? And I was eating mostly like the standard American diet, like high in sugar, and just I wasn't eating very good before this. So WebMD told me that greasy foods and drinks that are high in sugar like soda and candy, as well as simple carbohydrates like white bread, would raise my glycemic index, which would raise my insulin, which would increase my blood glucose as well as my oil on my skin, and which leads to acne. Sorry, that was really long. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna avoid those. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. They also said to cut out dairy, especially skim milk, because of the hormones that are in there. They're really hormones made to make a cow grow up. And so it kind of makes sense that like humans shouldn't necessarily be drinking it if they have problems with acne and hormonal acne. Just having all those added hormones probably aren't good if you are struggling with it. WebMD said that some foods that are beneficial for your skin is high fiber foods, omega-3 fatty acid foods like salmon because they reduce inflammation, nuts, anything with vitamin E, zinc, and iodine are all good for your skin. That's what WebMD says. And so I began taking iodine and zinc supplements. And I did this all summer of my sophomore year. I ate super clean. And in the beginning of my junior year, I continued, but my skin wasn't getting better. It got a little bit better, but it wasn't clear. I was still wearing makeup 24/7, even on vacation, even if I was tanning, I wore makeup. It wasn't because it had SPF. I would wear bronzer, like anything to distract from my acne I would wear. I even wore eyeshadow. I don't like makeup. In the beginning of my junior year, I went back to the dermatologist and they prescribed me this pill for acne. And they told me, again, wait 3 months and then come back in. And so I took it for 3 months, but towards the end, I started noticing that I was getting heartburn, and I had never had heartburn before, so it kind of took me a little while to realize what I was feeling. But once I felt it, I realized if this is hurting literally my heart, like this can't be something that I should be taking. And so I told the dermatologist and they were like, that's not good at all. We need to switch you. And so they switched me to another acne medicine, and this one did not work either. I used it for 4 months. So now we're at the end of my junior year, nothing's working. And so I went back to the dermatologist and I was like, okay, please just give me something that will work. And so they mentioned Accutane, and they said that it's very, very strong and it has very severe risks attached to it. In the dermatologist, I was like, okay, I want to do that. But they really persuaded me not to. They said that is literally the last thing that you should try. And they asked me if I had tried birth control that regulates my hormones, and I said no. So they put me on that. Birth control that's specifically for the hormones related to acne. And so I went on that. The name's right here. It made my acne worse. So my acne left my forehead area and went to my cheeks, and that's what the scarring is from. And this acne was the worst of all. My cheeks were painful. It would be lines of acne. So this next video is in May of my junior year, and this was a few months after starting my birth control that was supposed to regulate my hormones, and when my acne shifted from up here to right here. And this video, like, it's like kind of gross. Like the blemishes are kind of gross, so if you don't want to see, just don't look. This was probably the lowest point of my skin. As you can see in the tone of my video, I don't feel happy about recording this. I just wanted to record it so that I could see progress. Okay, here is my skin. Today is May 7th. In my summer going into senior year, I would wear a hat when I went on my walks outside, and I would not want anyone to look at me. I would look completely down. And I'm the type of person that's like, hi, how are you? I like your dog when I pass people. And I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't even want to get out of the house. It affected me so much emotionally just because it was my idea of myself. I was so consumed in how my skin was to reflect how I felt about myself completely. So this wasn't working at all. My skin barely got better, kind of with the sun, being in the sun. I would just kind of roast my skin through the summer going into senior year, and my skin got a little bit better, but not that much. I went to my doctor and I said, put me on Accutane. Nothing else is working. At this point, I had tried 3 topical treatments, trying to do it naturally. I tried supplements, I tried birth control. I had tried 6 things. I had also tried like Proactive. Doesn't work at all for me. So I asked my doctor, please put me on Accutane. Accutane is a hardcore drug. I would not have gone on it if I didn't feel like it was my only choice. I would not recommend going on it. I would not persuade you towards even thinking about it. This is just my journey that I went through. And at this point, I just said it's worth the risks for me. I made that decision with me and my parents. So I started Accutane, and they told me it's gonna take 6 months that you're gonna be on this, and you have to come in here and we have to give you a blood test and a pregnancy test and a checkup and an online quiz about the medicine every single month for 6 months. And I hate getting my blood drawn, but this is how much it kind of like meant to me to have clear skin. I said, okay, I'll do it. And they warned me that I was going to have dry skin, but I didn't know how dry it was going to get. So when I first started it, it was okay. I didn't feel that weird, and they slowly increase your dosage. About month 2, I had completely dry skin. I have naturally oily skin, so this wasn't something that I was like aware of, but I was so dry. I had to put lotion on like 4 times a day. I had to carry around chapstick with me everywhere that I went. I put chapstick on 20 times a day. It's not fun to be on Accutane. It's not. Like, I would not recommend it. And while I was on it, there were multiple suicides because Accutane can worsen depression in people who have had depression. So I started it in August, right before school started. These are some photos from September of my senior year. So literally this is almost 4 years of struggling with acne. And it was literally the beginning of my senior year, and I was like, are you serious? Like, I still have acne? Like, I remember just looking around at everybody at lunch and seeing all these girls with clear skin. I was so jealous. Like, so as you can see, I had a lot of acne right here, but it was getting smaller. Those zits used to literally be huge before I started Accutane. I wish that I had a photo right before I started Accutane. It was really bad. I started seeing results about 4 months after I started Accutane. So about December, I started to feel like I had clearer skin. I was still wearing makeup every day. All of this was happening, but like, I wasn't really telling anyone about it. Like, I feel like everybody who goes through skin struggles thinks that like nobody else goes through it, but it's because like nobody talks about it. It's okay if you're struggling with your skin. Like, a lot of people are. Everybody's just really good at hiding it. Like, if you look at my old Instagram posts, you can't tell that I ever had acne. And like, I wish that I had posted more about it, but I just didn't want to post about my biggest insecurity, you know? I started seeing results in December, and I was so happy. I was really consistent with it. I was making sure that my liver was okay, because it can affect your liver. It is really strong. If you get pregnant while you're on Accutane, your baby will be severely deformed. That's why you have to get a pregnancy test every month to make sure that you aren't. You also can't give blood while on Accutane. I had no new blemishes starting in the end of January of this year, of my senior year. All I had was scarring, and I still have scarring today. It is late April now. I haven't had a new zit for 3 months. That is literally like a huge deal to me. And I do have scarring, as you can see. Now, a little update. I don't wear makeup to school very often. I wear makeup if I want to, and that's so much more fun to like wear makeup just to dress up, or just if you feel like it one morning, than feeling like you have to kind of hide. I will literally never take my skin for granted. So pretty much my advice to anyone who's struggling with acne is just to take a deep breath and know that at some point you're going to find a way to clear it. And I would try clearing it naturally first, and then trying a topical thing from your dermatologist, or making your own remedies at home with natural ingredients. Trying not to over clean it, kind of. I'll show you guys my products that I use now and how. The products that I have been using for the last 2 years are, I use just the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser, and I like to use this because it's a very gentle cleanser, and I find that with my skin specifically, it works best with gentle ingredients. And then I use African black soap in the shower on my face, and it's just this bar of soap that foams up, and it's awesome because it's very clean. It has a lot of clean ingredients, and an app that I use to check if my products have clean ingredients it's actually called Think Dirty, and I think it's just like a funny name for it. But pretty much you scan the barcode of one of your products, or you can search it in, and it will tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 clean it is and how good it is for your skin. It will tell you if it has like alarming ingredients. And then for my lotion, I use this. This is honestly my favorite moisturizer of all time. I've used a lot of different moisturizers, but this just feels so good on your skin, and it's super light, and so I like that. It's a little bit more expensive than typical lotions, but I've found that kind of like investing in my skin is definitely worth it. I try not to switch up my ingredients too much. If you switch up every single ingredient in your skin routine, it will shock your skin and probably cause inflammation, and you also won't know what's beneficial to your skin and what has been harming your skin. And so I introduce each of these 3 ingredients very slowly, and I'm pretty sure that Cetaphil is also dermatologist recommended. My dermatologist recommended me to use this. It doesn't smell the best. It's not like a grapefruit cleanser, but I used to use Neutrogena and stuff like that, but but then I scanned it on my Think Dirty app and it said that there are many alarming ingredients in it that were going to inflame my skin. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much, and I hope that this has been beneficial to you. I hope that you guys can understand that my journey isn't necessarily your journey, and no videos on YouTube of someone describing what's happening to their skin means that it will heal yours, but it is things that you can try. So again, I would totally recommend trying to clean up your diet and fixing it through there, trying to regulate your hormones through nutrition. Yeah, just in the meantime, try and eat healthy, don't touch your face, talk with your doctor and your dermatologist in order to find an approach that works for you. And it's going to take time. You will see results if you really try. Anyways, I hope that I have covered everything, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram. My username will be right there, and you can comment questions down below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that it has been helpful for you. I honestly can't believe that I am making one of these videos. I never thought that I was going to have clear skin, and so just being able to make this video brings a lot to me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, I post every Tuesday and Thursday, and I post lifestyle as well as health videos. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day.